You might do. What's going to be different this time? It's kind of like the question I asked John earlier about Celtic. You think Rangers are going to win it? What do you think is going to be different? Given that you both came in early and said, wow, who wants it? They both lost at the weekend. What do you think?
Look, again, I think that the difference for Rangers now is that they have they just have a more balanced squad. There seems to be a bigger spread of performances, and that is key. There has been rotation, there has been injuries, but performances haven't dipped significantly. I would have loved to have seen still another striker. Like I said, when we spoke about Shanklin earlier on, because I think that the goals are always important. I just think the stability in terms of that back line and Butland, that consistency, I think is probably going to be stronger than what Celtic will have leading into the back end of the season. I can appreciate that Celtic are a far, far better team with Carter Vickers in, because he's an enormous player for them. But again, this is a player that's had that longer term injury and has come back. And sometimes people, as soon as they cross the white line, you go, you know what, he's fit, he's healthy, he can knock out 90 minutes every single game. And I know there's not that many games left, but there still can be a dip. Mm-hmm. And I just think that Rangers are a little bit more set. I think the weekend's results from both Rangers and Celtic, I think Rangers, believe it or not, will take a bigger lift out of the weekend, because they lost a game of football. The opportunity was potentially staring at chasing a Celtic that are 1 point on top.
Yeah, and
Celtic didn't get that result. Yeah. So I think that Rangers know that they've got away with one.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, and listen, we can talk here and we can surmise and we can sort of put our points together, but ultimately it's going to be down to, in terms of consistency, injuries might play a role. Rangers have lost some really good, good important players this season. Celtic the same. You don't want an injury to a key player now in the run-in. And I think Paul's absolutely right, and Barry last night, in saying that the league is so important this year to both clubs. There's £40 million on offer, and whoever can win the league, it gives them a huge opportunity to rebuild and bring in better players in the summer. You can work with more money, and obviously the Champions League, albeit both clubs have had poor campaigns in recent years while they've been in it. But as I said earlier on, Paul, Rangers going to Benfica, it's a really, really difficult game. But you would rather be in it than not be in it, because, it's an opportunity for the players to go up against really top opposition. And these European fixtures, when you leave the club, these are the big games that you remember, these grounds that you went to. So in terms of the importance for Celtic and Rangers to go and win the league, and there's going to be a lot of nerves, there's going to be a lot of twists and turns, and
still, I agree.
It's not done. It's nowhere near done. There's 27 points to play for. 2 games, both at Ibrox and Celtic Park. So, who can play well? Can Celtic get Hitachi back? Can Rangers get Seema back? All these things are going to all play its role. And we can say, a lot of Celtic fans will come on here and say, yeah, we're a bit nervous, but we think we'll win the league. Rangers fans can come on here and say, well, this is the best opportunity we've had since Steven Gerrard last won the league, because the manager has got the grips of the club. He's got the grips of the players. They're on a wonderful run. They've clawed back, a deficit. So for me, Rangers fans have every right to be confident, more confident than you've probably been in years, because of the situation you find yourself in. But obviously Celtic is still in this race.
Very, very, very much so. There's still, and even, for example, say Celtic have a clear run, Rangers have a clear run. Even if Rangers were to win the next Old Firm game and go into the split with a 5-point advantage, right? Dreamland for Rangers supporters, not stuff. I still don't think the league's done. I still think that there are twists and turns, and there are those other clubs that have already shown that they can rock the big two, and the closer it gets. Remember that Rangers and Celtic are vying for a title. There are other teams that are vying for that European place,
top
survival.